Today, we're going to dive into the absolutely incredible life story of a man named JJ. And let me tell you, it's a journey of service, some really unexpected turns, and a complete reinvention that honestly proves it's never too late to start a whole new chapter. So, let's get right into it.
So this is the big question, right? How in the world does a corrections officer from Hawaii end up becoming an online mentor for retirees? I mean, these feel like two completely different universes. One is this really structured career in public safety, and the other is, well, it's the wide open frontier of digital business. So how did he actually make that leap?
And this slide, wow, it really just lays out the stark contrast in JJ's life, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got a 15-year career in corrections, a world of rules, structure, and face-to-face impact. And on the other, his life today as an online mentor, building entire communities from a laptop. To really get how this transformation happened, we have to go all the way back to the beginning.
Okay, so our story kicks off in the Hawaiian homelands community of Keaukaha. This is where the core values that would pretty much guide JJ for his entire life were first forged.
So JJ was born in Hilo and grew up in a community where family and responsibility meant everything. And his parents? They were his biggest influence. They were protectors of the community, known for standing up against exploitation. And it was right there, watching them, that he learned about integrity, about having the courage to speak your mind, and having this deep-seated desire to serve others. That became the moral compass that would guide him through everything.
Now, let's see how those values played out in his professional life. Because for decades, JJ led this fascinating kind of double life, balancing a super demanding career in public service with this just relentless entrepreneurial spirit.
I mean, this timeline really shows his incredible work ethic. Just look at this. In 1985, the same year he starts as a corrections officer, he's also out there selling insurance. Then, as he's climbing the ranks to sergeant, he's also jumping into ventures like Amway and prepaid legal. The big takeaway here is that he always had this hustle. And you get the feeling it was more than just about making extra money. It was this drive to build something for himself, an entrepreneurial spark that just had to find an outlet, even with a demanding full-time career. So after 15 years of balancing these two worlds, JJ's path was suddenly and completely altered by something he absolutely never saw coming.
In the year 2000, JJ suffered a mild heart attack. The very next year, at just 42 years old, his 15-year career in corrections was over. He was medically retired. That stable, structured life he'd built was suddenly just gone.
But the hustle did not stop, not for a second. After retirement, JJ did what he always did. He found a way. He was selling funeral plans, playing music gigs to support his family. You could really see this as a transition period, a bridge that was leading him toward a completely new horizon, the internet.
And this brings us to the most dramatic transformation in his whole story. I mean, think about it. After decades in a hands-on, face-to-face career, JJ had to learn the entirely new language of online business.
And boy, did he go all in. He became a student all over again, enrolling in programs like World Profit, the Home Business Academy, and even Russell Brunson's famous affiliate bootcamp. Now, just think about that challenge. Going from a very physical, structured job to the abstract world of online business. He was systematically learning everything from scratch, things like affiliate marketing, which is basically earning a commission by promoting other people's stuff. It was a complete and total career reset.
But here's the thing about JJ. He didn't stay a student for very long. He took everything he learned and started building his own platforms, creating communities like Simple Affiliate Path and Confusion Busters. And this is the crucial step. He was no longer just a participant in the digital world, he was becoming a leader, creating these spaces to help other people navigate the exact same challenges he had just overcome. He wasn't just using the tools anymore, he was building the workshops.
And that brings us right up to his current mission, where his entire life story, the service, the hustle, the reinvention, it all comes together with a new, yet very, very familiar purpose.
This right here, this is his why. JJ is now focused on helping fellow retirees, people just like him who might not have had that picture-perfect retirement plan. But the key words here are just so important. It's not just about flexible income. It's about purpose and peace of mind. That sense of service that started all the way back in Keaukaha is now being channeled into a brand new community, helping others find their way in a new chapter of their lives.
JJ's journey from corrections officer to online mentor is just such a powerful reminder that our past doesn't have to define our future. It shows that with courage and a real willingness to learn, a second or third or even a fourth act is always possible. And that really leaves us with one final thought. What's your next chapter going to be?